Hey, so you're looking for a way to make some extra money? One of the best side hustles to do that is gig app Amazon Flex. So maybe you've heard of Amazon Flex and you thought about getting started. I just want to give you guys my experience. I've been an activated driver for about 5 years now, and I've been pretty much driving full-time Amazon Flex for the past 2 years. So I just want to give you some of my pros and cons from just my experience driving with Amazon Flex. So if you like that, just stay tuned. All right, so my name is Daniel. I'm a young entrepreneur whose goal is to become a millionaire. And so right now, my part of the journey is an Amazon Flex driver. So basically, the number one pro about being an Amazon Flex driver is that you have the freedom to choose whenever you want to deliver. You know, that flexible schedule, that's going to be the number one pro about driving with the Amazon Flex. Now, you can pretty much schedule routes from any time of the day, usually about starting 3 a.m. routes, like a 3 to 6 a.m. route. You can do like a 6 to 9 a.m. route. They got midday routes, you know, like 11 to 2 p.m. You got evening routes, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. So you can pretty much earn for most of the day. And the really nice thing about it, another pro, is that once you become what they call like I think it's like a pro driver or something. I forget what their program is called, but basically after you do so many deliveries, you'll be able to essentially have what's called preferred scheduling. And with preferred scheduling, you can pretty much schedule out your entire week for the next week. Like almost not exactly your entire week, but so let's say like it's Thursday. On Thursday, you will start receiving routes for, let's say, Monday, Tuesday. Then the next day on Friday, you'll start receiving routes for Wednesday, Thursday. Then on Saturday, you'll receive routes for, like, you know, Friday, Saturday, that type of thing. So I know it's different everywhere. I've actually worked it in 2 different markets, both Denver, Colorado, and Dallas, Texas. And I'll say that for the most part, it's consistent work. You're able to pretty much schedule out your work for the entire year. Like I said, I've been doing this pretty much full time for 2 years. The way that I do it is, like I said, I just schedule out my week. I have my preferred schedule. I have the preferred warehouse that I like to go to based off of, you know, the warehouse closest to my location, or, you know, that's going to be up to you pretty much, which warehouse you choose. And you're going to have to learn your market. Obviously, every market is going to be just a little bit different. I will say that one of the bigger differences between the Denver, Colorado market and Dallas, Texas market is because Dallas, Texas is such a bigger market. There's a lot more warehouses that I can deliver for, whereas back in Denver, there was only pretty much, I think, 4 or 5 main warehouses that I could get my routes from, and pretty much only 2 that I was willing to drive to. And I would say from where I stay at out here in Dallas, there's about like 7 of them that are all within like 30 minutes from my house. So I've only pretty much gone to about 5 of them, and those are the ones that I pretty much do. But I live about 30 to 45 minutes away from every single warehouse. And all right, so another pro is going to be the pay. So you get paid, in my opinion, what's a fair wage to get paid to do deliveries? It's going to be probably similar to minimum wage in your area. However, the difference is that you can like use this to supplement your income at your job. So let's say you have a job, by the time you get off work, you can just do a quick evening route. Now you just made another $60 or whatever for a 3-hour route. So you know what I mean? That's pretty cool. If you want to do it full time, like how I do it, I usually just, like I said, schedule out my week in advance. So I have at least two Amazon routes per day usually. And so then I can supplement that income with other apps like, you know, I use Shipt, but you can do Instacart, Roadie, Uber Eats, Lyft, DoorDash, whatever you prefer, Walmart, Smart, and you can use that to stack. But I would say with a lot of these rideshare apps, like I used to be an Uber driver for a long time, and then I was an Uber Eats driver. Same difference, kind of, not really, but you know, when I was doing that, it wasn't consistent. And so that's another pro about Amazon, is because you're at least going to know what you get paid. And so another thing I would say is good is that Amazon they're a pretty well-oiled machine. So when you pull up to the warehouse, Everything is usually timely. They don't have you sitting around wasting a lot of your time, which is obviously going to be a pro because, you know, in the gig space, to do more gigs is to make more money. So you don't want to be waiting forever to do a gig, or you don't want to be waiting too long to do a route, you know, because that's going to go against your time. I mean, one of the biggest pros, you guys, is that it's just going to be consistent work. I mean, a lot of times, if you've been doing this for a while, then you know that a lot of times it's hard to find something consistent. Like, the reason why I stopped driving Uber Eats is because it just wasn't consistent enough. But like I said, with Amazon, you're going to be able to pretty much get routes all year round, at least usually 2 a day. I mean, you're able to schedule that out. I don't know what it's like for people who try to get the highest paying route or whatever, because usually if you schedule them out, most times they're going to be either base pay or closer to base pay. What base pay is basically just the minimum amount that they'll pay, but outside of like peak hours, or if they need, like if something's in high demand. So some people, they kind of take a risk and they'll wait, like they won't schedule out their week because they may get paid less. Let's say a 3-hour route is paying $54 and that's the base pay. Those type of people might wait until, you know, it's peak and it's paying about $63, or I don't really know, because I don't do it like that. And sometimes when you're scheduling stuff out, they'll still give you that higher pay. So I would rather to have the $54 than try to, you know, wait to get the $63, if that makes sense, you know what I mean? So now I'm gonna just talk about some of like some of the cons basically. So one of the biggest cons with Amazon Flex is gonna be you don't know where you're gonna go, you know? You don't. So you let's say you pull up to a warehouse, it could be trying to send you either downtown, which a lot of people don't like because of obviously you got to get into these buildings, office buildings, apartments, everything's gonna be locked, or you have to go through a concierge, or you have to go to the 40th floor, whatever the case may be, and you have to park like illegally on the street, or you have to try to find some type of parking, and then you have to run down the block. Yeah, so like you could be sent downtown. Those routes, I wouldn't say they're the worst. It is what it is, man. If you got to do 30 apartments downtown, it just is what it is. That's how I look at it. If you obviously you're not mentally prepared for that, that's just gonna drag on. You know, at least if you have a good mindset about it, then you can just go ahead and knock that out. Like it's really not as hard as you would think. You know, but you could also get sent to a rural area. They might send you out an hour away from where you're at, and they might send you out there, and still you might have to do like 20 to 30 stops. So that's one of the things that I would say is a con for Amazon Flex. Also, another thing that's a con is that the AI or whatever their navigation system, whatever their GPS system is that says like, hey, I've arrived at the house and I need to deliver the package. But let's say it's a rural area and there's dirt roads and everybody's driveway has a key. So Amazon wants you to deliver it to the front door, but they have a locked gate. So you have to like call support, and then they have to like, because there's a delivery area, like Amazon, like the app wants you to go to the person's front door. It's like, dude, they have like signs that says, we'll shoot, we don't call the police, like, and then you're supposed to, I don't even like that, man. The fact that they haven't figured this out at this point is just ridiculous, but that's one of the downsides about that. Now, there's also, like, if you're trying to follow the GPS, I would say only follow GPS if all your routes, like, if all your stops are really close, then, yeah, follow the Amazon GPS. It wouldn't make sense to switch to Google Maps or Apple Maps or Waze or whatever. But if you're talking about like driving 30 minutes somewhere, I would use the Amazon app, because it's just gonna be sending you all over the place. It's gonna have you exit the highway, do a U-turn, come back, get on the highway, get off the highway, drive on the frontage road, get back on the highway. Like, I don't really understand that part of the app. I don't know, man. These are just some of the things that I would say are pros and cons. And let's just kind of talk about, is it worth it? Like, as someone who's been active on the platform for 5 years, at one point I didn't do it because even though I signed up to do it, I was just an Uber Eats driver, and at the time, that's just what I wanted to do, was just drive Uber Eats, until I realized that that wasn't stable enough, and so I started doing Amazon Flex, and I also do Target with Ship. So the way, so I would say for me, the way that I do it, it's worth it. But let's say that you wanted to just make Amazon your full-time income and just only Amazon, you didn't want to supplement that income with either a job or with some other type of gig apps or whatever, then I would say that like it's not worth it. Like you're gonna be doing a lot of work to make, like, you know, maybe if you're doing it like part-time or something, or like even if let's say you get the 2 routes a day, let's say they both pay $70, that's $140. That's not really enough to sustain a living. And so I would say you're gonna have to do other stuff outside of the Amazon. So it just depends on what you're trying to do. If you're someone who just wants to make extra money, then I would say sure, look into Amazon Flex. It's absolutely good for that. It allows you to either, maybe you can catch a route early, 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. before you have to go into work, or you can get one after you go to work. It kind of just depends on your schedule or whatever. But if you're in between jobs or something like that, and you're trying to do this more serious, and you want to make some more money, then I would definitely say that you have to like supplement it some type of way, because just Amazon alone by itself is not going to be enough money, in my opinion. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I just wanted to kind of just share some of the pros and cons based off of my experience. And is Amazon Flex still worth it?